We're joined by former NBA coach and UCLA alum Earl Watson. Earl, has LaVar finally gone too far?
How about you?
I don't think so. I think this has always been a business for the big baller brand ever since high school. We don't even know if Melo is going to be NCAA eligible to play the next season. What I think they will do is continue to build the brand globally, preferably in Asia, not Europe. And European players always leave school early, 14 and 15 years of age, to turn pro. And they're always said in the draft room to be better prepared, more mentally mature, ready to take on the NBA rigors of a season. Now, in order to get Jello into the Lakers next season, I don't think he's a first-round pick. I think he has to be a second-round pick. He will have an opportunity, and will the Lakers draft him because he's a Ball brother?
No, you see they're changing the media rules to deal with LaVar. They're not taking on another one. You know that, I know that. Go ahead.
I don't believe that. I think if they have a late pick, I think they take that chance. He's going to have to work his way through summer league. He's going to have to prove he can shoot. He's going to have to prove he can guard. He can't just work out throughout this season and think he's going to get drafted based on high school. So I see him playing overseas, and I see his brother joining him early.
Okay, but you're a UCLA alum. You stay close to the program and the inner workings of it. And you were here last time. We were talking about how should he be punished. And I said, at least you got to keep him out until the turn of the calendar, January 1st. Let him play sort of the backside of the season. And LaVar said, nope, you punish my son, I'll punish you. I'm taking him out of school. The middle son is the classic case of a kid who needed to stay at UCLA for, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, because he's the one that I'm least sure about whether he's even draftable in the second round, right?
No, I agree. He's definitely a 4-year player. I think LaVar saw an opportunity where my son is not getting much playing time anyway. He's not starting, so why wait? We have to continue to build this brand up. This brand is a global brand, and he wants to make it global. He was in China for a reason,
right,
with Melo doing pop-up shops. And I guarantee he made contacts to continue to get back over there. And then the sell is not really Jello, it's having Melo go with him and playing on the same team. See, Jello is a spacer. He's not going to go get his own.
He's the middle.
Yeah, the middle. He's a spacer. He's not going to get his own. He's not going to go one-on-one. He's not going to isolate you. Melo is the only point guard that understands his brother's game because they constantly stay together. I don't see one making one move without the other following. Lonzo's with the Lakers. We know that's guaranteed. He's not obviously leaving the Lakers. So those other two younger brothers are going to stick together.
But what do you think about this notion that LaVar is saying, okay, they made a mistake. The Chinese authorities say, guys, you made a mistake. We're going to drop the charges. What about him saying, well, UCLA should not do anything because the punishment has already been, the being detained for 3 or 4 days has already been served?
It's one thing you have to realize, no one's bigger than UCLA.
Right.
Coach Wooden set that stature very high. He's held it with great character, great integrity, and I guarantee UCLA is beyond embarrassed and disappointed in what happened. So I'm not sure if UCLA is even fighting this removal. I think UCLA is going to continue to be that same institution that is polished and stays professional. The big baller brand has a different avenue, and they have to be kind of, extreme in their choices because they're starting from grassroots on up. So you understand, like, LaVar has a strategic plan. He's always been strategic, and we'll see what happens.
Well, how do you build how do you build a shoe off Jello when Jello is not playing or he's going to be in Europe or Asia, wherever he's going to be?
This summer, UCLA summer pickup UCLA is legendary. It started with Magic Johnson in '79. He kept it going. Kobe, Shaq, every Laker, every Clipper, like young Lamar Odom, even every UCLA player has come through there. Even Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett. Just to play pickup throughout the summer at the men's gym, which is Coach Wooden's.
Chris Paul was there this year.
Three courts. This is Coach Wooden's first gym before they built Pauley Pavilion. His original chalkboard is up on the wall. It's ran by Rico Hines, who is now a G League coach for the Sacramento Kings in Reno.
Okay.
I came up there at the end of a pickup game. You had about 25 pros, including James Harden, Paul George, Devin Booker, 25 pros. Jello was there with his UCLA team. Kids eventually came through there in the end because they kind of keep it closed. Kids ran through there. Who's the first person you think they ran to?
Jello.
To the ball.
For an autograph. They didn't run to Paul George. They didn't run to James Harden. They ran to Jello. They wanted his autograph. What they have captured in grassroots basketball and the following that they have in grassroots basketball is beyond any market you can even touch with any commercial. They've done this with no commercials. So I think his strategic plan, and he understands what he's doing, It's taking him to the next level for the future consumers of tomorrow.
Yeah, but how, like Jello, his only shot to me to prove himself as even a second-round NBA pick was to stay at UCLA. How are you going to prove to scouts that you're worthy of even a late draft pick?
I'm not sure he's a one and done anywhere he goes. I think if he goes overseas, whether it's Europe or Asia, Japan, whoever, China, I think he has to stay there at least 2 to 3 seasons.
Okay.
I think putting him with Melo and Melo foregoing college, foregoing high school, he's not playing this season anyways. I think putting him with Melo gives them a chance to be the best that they can be, knowing that they know each other's games. See, Jello needs a pass-first point guard. He needs someone to always look out for him. Melo has always been that guy for them. Lonzo taught them how to play. Melo has then eventually took over after Lonzo left.
Well, I'm confused. How is Melo a point guard shooting the ball 50 times a game?
That's a
What?
new age.
That ain't no new age.
That's the new age.
Stay and stop.
That's the new age.
If you shoot the ball 50 times a game, you ain't doling out no assists.
He's averaged a lot of assists. You got to watch Melo in high school. Melo, to me, could be potentially the best one. He's legit 6'6". He has a crazy handle, and he shoots the ball well. Like, he shoots the ball extremely well. He shoots from deep. He's amazing.
Lonzo shot the ball well.
As you know, it's always the little brother,
Yeah.
right? You know that. It's always the little brother, right? It's always a younger brother that knows exactly what to do and how to do it, learning from the big brother's mistakes. You know that,
Exactly.
right?
So, Earl, last time you were here, you called LaVar a genius, and you still believe that. And Shannon and I, as we open the show today, we're finally out. Like, this has gone too far. I'll just speak for myself, because I still believe Lonzo Ball can be a big star, superstar in the NBA. He can be a difference maker. But the father is making it so hard on him. Week after week, he just escalates. He broadens the target on his back, game after game after game. And now he's criticized Luke Walton publicly. He even criticized his teammate Julius Randle at the end of the Golden State game for not getting the ball to Lonzo up the floor to close the deal at the end of the game in regulation. They lost in overtime. And I just can't defend him anymore, but you still can.
I think he's a genius. I think what he's doing, he understands Jello at UCLA for 3 to 4 years will not get drafted. If you're going to take your shot, you take it now. You take it as soon as possible. You make moves to make sure your son gets the best chance possible. You can't fault LaVar for being strategic. You can't fault LaVar for creating a business in a collegiate business game. That you can't fault him for that. So as you move forward, you know Melo is going to be a superstar. You know that. He has that following. He just has that game. Jello is the one that they have to protect the most. And they're a family. They do everything together.
Okay, well, hey, I compared him to Empire. LaVar's Lucius Lyons. Jamal is Lonzo. LaMelo is Hakeem. And Andre is Jello. He got to go in the family business. He can't sing. He ain't going to be no R&B. He ain't going to be no rapper. It's okay to run daddy business.
I might agree with that.
Okay.
I might agree with that.
Okay.
I might agree.
Okay, let's go to Lonzo. And again, I'm a big fan. Shannon's shaky on him at best. So he just turned 20 years of age, and in his first 20 games in the NBA, he had 2 triple-doubles. He had the big night, the biggest night against your team as you were coaching still in Phoenix, obviously 29, 11, and 9. He's had 5 double-doubles, and he had consecutive rebound games of 16 and 13. He's also had 4 games, including the one the other night against Houston at home, 4 home games that he, as the point guard and leader of that team, should have closed the deal because they were in position to win those games. And he did not bring any of the 4 home. And against Houston, he missed his first 3-point shot. He's obviously in a horrendous shooting slump. And he went into a shell that scared me against Houston because it was pathetic. He just closed up shop and basically, while he was on the floor, tried not to be involved in the offense. And I don't get it. And maybe you can explain it to me, but I don't know how to, I can't defend that.
A lot of times we sit in the draft and we talk about kids' skill, what they're capable of doing, and the hardest question is the psyche of a player. You will never know the psyche of a player until you actually get the player. I think the Spurs do the best job of figuring that out before they draft that player. Mm-hmm. They have a great method.
Yep.
I think with Lonzo, playing the point guard position is the most difficult position in the NBA. Mm-hmm. You're facing the best, most talented players in the NBA. You're facing the James Harden. You're facing the Chris Paul. And the hardest thing, as you know, when you enter on that field or that court, is these guys you watched on TV your entire life that you feel like they are actually giants and untouchable.
Right.
So that first moment when you take the court, you are going to be in awe. I played against John Stockton. I picked him up full court because Gary Payton was my vet. Gary said, you better pick him up full court, but you better respect this opportunity. So Gary also built him up.
Right.
I pick up John Stockton. I realize his shorts are really that little. And I realize his chest hair is truly coming out of his jersey. And then I'm picking him up. I'm like, man, he has on Asics. Like, this is just amazing. I'm turning him full court. I'm in the ball. We get to the top of the key. He throws a pass right past my face, the ball, right past my face. I duck. No one is behind me. And he tells me, back the F up. And then I realized I can no longer be a fan. But I was stuck in awe. I was stuck in, this is truly my idol. This is John Stockton, and Gary Payton is my teammate. This is video game for me.
Yeah.
So I think Lonzo had that moment. Can't judge Lonzo on these top moments because a lot of people go into a shell when they face the Houston Rockets. It's not even just Lonzo, but Lonzo is going to definitely continue to stay in the fire. He's going to continue to play at a high level, and you have to support their coaching staff. You can't tell them, we need you to win, but also Lonzo needs experience.
What happened in the rest of the game against John Stockton that night?
Man, I don't remember, but Gary cussed me out a lot. It was tough. After a couple of Karl Malone screen and rolls, elbows to the face, I realized I have to have a football mentality and kind of take some people out.
And don't let John Stockton take your head off.
Don't let him take my head off, but he's still Stock, though. You still love him, though. Like, you love to hate him,
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.